the parable of the king who disguised himself. Long, long ago, there was a wise and generous king ruling over a kingdom. Now, one fine day, he had this thought in his mind that he should disguise himself and walk amongst the common people of his kingdom in order to find out how exactly they are living. So every day evening, he would disguise himself and set out into the kingdom trying to understand the affairs of the people. So one fine day, he meets a really poor man who has dirt on his body and appears to be filthy, and yet the king sees him every day, and they slowly begin to develop a relationship, the two among them, the king and the poor man. The poor man has no idea that his new friend is the king of the kingdom. And yet he realizes that there is something special about this king. This king speaks with a special kind of authority. And the king seems to know the affairs of the kingdom so very well. And he realizes that there is great wisdom and great understanding in this new friend of his. And the king also decides that he should reveal himself bit by bit to this new friend of his. And therefore, he goes to his house, dines at his house, and slowly begins to make statements about himself. The king says to the poor man that if you have seen me, you have really seen the king. The poor man could not understand what the king was telling him. The king, in fact, told him that he and the king are one. Again, the poor man had no clue about what the king was saying. The king told him, since you know me now, you will have a life of abundance. That means you will have real life, you will have abundant kind of life. The king also promised him that I'm going to build a house for you, and once I build it, I will take you there, and you will be with me forever. Again, the poor man was overjoyed, but he had no clue as to who he was talking to. The king once told him, I will never leave you nor forsake you. The king told him, since you are my friend and you believe in me, ask me whatever you want, and I will give it to you. On another occasion, the king told him, because of our relationship with each other, you are part of the royal family, and all your debts are canceled, and so on. You understand where I am going. This is the king who disguised himself as a poor man and made friendship with this individual and is trying to lift this individual up to a higher estate. Now, Jesus did something similar for all of us. Jesus was someone who was rich, 2 Corinthians 8:9, but he made himself voluntarily poor so that through his poverty, we could become rich. In fact, this is the gospel message